Hey guys, this is John Lee Hilliard from JT's Vending. Thank you for deciding to watch our YouTube videos. We truly appreciate it, guys, all the support. Want to let you guys know that we appreciate all of our subscribers. Thank you guys for helping us grow and sharing our YouTube content. Mike. So, with that being said, thank you so much. So anyway, what this video will be we'll be discussing, or I'll be covering my poverty mindset versus my growth mindset. So you see the thumbnail. It's I tried to do it as elaborate as I could, but it's about it feels to me like my past versus my present and my future. So with that being said, guys, just know that there are several ways that you can tell that if you have a poverty mindset or if you have a growth mindset. A lot of times, that stuff is a lot of people don't want to pay attention to it because it's painful, and that was me. Your boy did not want to pay attention to the fact that I was literally choosing to avoid certain things that help me make money and help me build generational wealth. So a lot of the things that I was doing, sorry about that, I was thirsty, but a lot of things that I was doing that it was because it was out of habit and I wasn't focusing on like long-term goals. I was messing up, and it felt like I was failing left and right, and I couldn't get my feet on solid ground, and it felt like I was always failing. So and just I guess I'm trying to I'm trying to explain it in a way where it's because I don't want to point the finger at you guys like you doing this. This is solely on how I used to be versus how I am now, like the different traits that I had. And those poverty mindset traits are real. I realize them. I have been studying for the last 2 years on myself and how I used to be. I mean, actually, more than 2 years, but 2 solid years of research of my mindset from who I was to who I am now to who I aspire to be. And in the beginning, guys, I had a poverty mindset, and I'll give you some of those, about 4 or 5 of those traits coming up. And then I'll also give you 4 or 5 growth mindset traits that I have now that has helped me make several hundreds of dollars a day, and not even there making the money. And it's legal. It's vending machines. I sell snacks, but that's how I try to make a living, guys. I make a living. I sell vending machines, place vending machines throughout the city, and then we use a lot of those profits to go into low income areas and teach personal finances to people living in low income areas, because that's where I was, and that's where I wish someone would have caught me and gave me some information. But anyway, um, so there are very clear ways to tell which mindset you have and which mindset that you are currently striving to have. um, and both of them take you in either a direction of earning more money or waiting for money, or what the government do, taking money from other people, which is called robbing, which is obviously bad. So just for a few examples, um, of a poverty mindset, how I used to be. Um, I had, I, I guess the first main one was a victim mentality. I had a victim. It was always someone doing something to John. Man, I can't do this because of this. I can't make money, man, because this person keeping this person trying to give me fight, this person doing this. It was always me having a victim mentality, and I was always struggling. I was always asking for gas money. Gas money. Well, what was I going if I wasn't working? So anyway, but there was just one example. I complained a lot about my financial situation. I had no discipline in spending or saving money. So we'll cover all this stuff. But those are just a few examples of my poverty mindset that I had um, prior to just striving to do better, because it was the society that I was brought up in. No one had businesses. No one set out to be entrepreneurs. No one that I knew in my family, you know, set up investment funds and set up 529 plans and none of that kind of stuff. None of the things that I do in my life now, what me and my wife do, um, I've never seen anyone in my family do these things when I was a child. So growing up, just being in a low income area, um, watching, just a lot of poor people and a lot of crackheads and a lot of homeless people, just we was only several few steps away from them. So I just didn't see it. So it's not because I'm black. It's not because um, of any someone holding me down. It's because of the culture that I was brought up in. So there's plenty of successful black people in this world, but they just were brought up in a different culture and they saw different things. So anyway, let me stop ranting. Let's get into it. So, if you want to know if you have these traits, just continue to watch the video and I'll give you the traits, and then I'll give you the growth mindset traits versus the poverty mindset traits. And you'll see the difference. And this is all based off of me because I can't speak for any one person. I can only base it off of my life and how I used to live. So let's jump right into it. Let me get a sip. Let's go. All right, let's get into it. So, first of all, let's start off with where everything in my life starts off. The Bible. The Bible is the truth and true. You got that? The Bible is the truth and true. So everything that everything that Jesus has said and done and lived and done is true. Everything he has said in this Bible is true. Um, my poverty mindset made me want to play victim, and always came up with an excuse why I couldn't do something. So going to the Bible, I'm understanding more and more that I can make up all the excuses that I want, but it doesn't excuse the fact that Jesus commands us to serve. Sacrifice and service to your fellow man, to your family, to the things you should be doing. So Proverbs chapter 23, verse 21 says, "The drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man in rags." God does not want us to be drunkards. He does not want us to be gluttonous. He does not want us to be lazy, because it clothes a man in poverty and rags. And we all know that. What is it? Where is it? Where did it? Hold on, because I thought I wrote it down. It is in Proverbs chapter 10, verse 22. In the King James Version, it said, "The blessing of the Lord maketh rich, and addeth no sorrow to it." So if God wanted us to live a life of poverty, it would be the blessing of the Lord maketh poor, but it does not. The blessing of the Lord maketh rich and addeth no sorrow with it, meaning that If you strive to follow Jesus Christ, have the mindset of Jesus Christ, the blessings that come your way will make sure your daily needs are met. God will always make sure your daily needs are met, but you have to seek Him first. But me not knowing the scripture, not reading the Bible, not understanding what I was supposed to be doing as a man, kind of sent me in the life of following my flesh. It sent me down a road of just wanting to do fun stuff that John wanted to do, want to have sex with a lot of women and just want to be the cool guy at a party, or just wanted to be around cool people and just wanted to do things that made me feel good. It was like a lot of the stuff was instant gratification. So I'll just give you a few examples of some of my um, poverty mindset traits, and just listen to them, and you write them down if you want to, but see if you have some of these. It's a total of 26, but I'm not going to hurt you like that and read off all 26. I'll just read off about 4 or 5 on this video. So, number one is, like I said earlier, a victim mentality. I had it. I had a victim mentality. It was always someone else's fault. It was always someone doing something to me, and I couldn't do this because of this, instead of just putting my hands to work and doing what God commanded me to do. Number two, I complained a lot about my financial situation. Man, I'm broke. Man, I ain't got no money. Man, I need some money. Man, I need some money. When I had a job, if I would have focused more on service and doing my job to the best of my abilities, at some point the raises would have kicked in, the bonuses would have kicked in. But I was so focused on being a what I call a I heard someone else say it, I can't remember where it came from. Where'd it go? Someone said, I think it was Dennis Kimbrough. He wrote the book The Wealth Choice, I think. The Wealth Choice. But he said in his book, he said, don't be a wage slave. Yeah, that's what I think it was Dennis Kimbrough. Or Rabbi Daniel Lapin. Somebody said it. I read so much. But I like that phrase. Like, I used to be a wage slave. A lot of people in poverty, with that poverty mindset, they have a wage slave mentality. If they have a job, they're only focused on the hourly pay. That's it. They base their life off of just that. The work they do is off of just that. Instead of coming in there and doing the job to the best of their abilities, focus on serving their employer to do such an outstanding job that they earn a bonus, they earn a new title, they earn a new position, they earn more pay. They focus on, well, I'm just gonna come in and do my 8 hours and I'm gonna go. It's some people don't look at working in service the same way I do. So they think, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do my 8 and I'm cool. Well, you do that, and then if you sow nothing, you get nothing. You sow little, you get little. So if you come into a job and you plan on, especially you're early in your career and you're planning on being better and better performing and earning more money, you have to show your employer that you have value in the company, so they'll find you valuable so that they pay you more. It's kind of how that works. Because if you were to put the shoe on the other foot, would you pay me to come to your job and stand around and do nothing? No. Would you pay me $100 a day to come? If I tell you I'm gonna cut your grass, would you pay me $100 to come and stand in your front yard, not cutting your grass, and then leave? You're gonna want your money back. So it's not the same thing. But sorry, that was me complaining about my financial situation. And number three, I had no discipline whatsoever with spending or saving money. Now, I always was able to save a little bit, but the moment I save up enough, I would spend it and blow it on stupid crap, on material things, and then I'm broke. And now I got to work another 80 to 90 hours of overtime a week to try to keep up with trying to get some more money so I can pay my bills, because I didn't spend all my money on clothes and shoes and unnecessary things to try to look fake rich. And I kept ending up real broke. So I had no discipline whatsoever with spending and saving. Number four, I was oh man, it's an embarrassing one, but I'm over it. God got me. So being resistant to education and growth opportunities. That was me. You guys know I said this before. I couldn't read. I was reading on a fourth grade level at about 26 years old. Um, and I had to start reading books that sounded the way I wanted to sound when I spoke. So I had to start reading out loud. I had to let my ears hear the words were coming out of my mouth, and that that helped me articulate a lot better. And it forced me to keep practicing on reading. And I always asked for help, got help, but I used to hate learning stuff. And my definition now is for learning is doing something that you don't know how to do while you're doing it. Now I enjoy learning new things. Um, the last several years of my life, I love learning new things, trying new things. And to me, the definition for the word fail is first attempt in learning. I tell my children this. I live by this. If I fail, I fail. I'll try again. I got most of us as humans, especially as parents, we got most of our wisdom um, has came from failure. We've learned how to do things better because we messed up doing something at first. So I was very resistant to anything educational and in growth opportunities like investing or putting my money in a 401k and an HSA and an IRA and letting that money grow and doing those kind of investments. I was resistant to that because the culture I grew up in that no one was doing. If they were doing it, no one talked about it. And now that's all I talk about mostly when I'm teaching young kids about money. First, I teach them what to do with it, how to earn it, how to save it, how to do those things. But that's what I cover now when I'm speaking with anyone about finances. You have to do the hard things. Those hard things help you grow, and if you're resistant, you have a poverty mindset. And just a quick reminder, guys, you can't have both. You can't say, "Oh, I save money, but I like to spend it." No, you just got a poverty mindset with a twist. You're lying to yourself. You don't have a growth mindset. You don't. And if you don't have a growth mindset, then I guarantee you're gonna run across a lot of times you're gonna be broke, living paycheck to paycheck, begging for gas money, and if nobody helps you, you get upset, like they made you broke. So those are some of the traits. So that was four. Oh, number five. My fifth poverty mindset trait that I used to have was chasing women. I tell my son, you'll always lose money chasing women, but you'll never lose women chasing money. If you focus on generating your wealth, building your wealth for yourself, if you're a single man, I tell my son this, don't, well, not don't, but let your financial situation dictate the kind of people that you are around. You notice you never see wealthy people sleeping outside with homeless people. You see homeless people hanging out with homeless people because birds of a feather flock together. So if you're going out, you're a young guy, you're trying to be a pimp, a player, all that stupid crap they teach you down south, that's stupid. You do not need 15 or 20 girlfriends calling you or women. You don't need that. You need one good woman. If you find her and you're not ready, then you'll lose her. Simple as that. You have to be ready. You can't say, "Well, I ain't found no good woman out there yet. I'm still looking." You're not even the right man yet. You're not even the right type of man. You're still a boy. You're a male trying to do man things, and it don't work like that. You have to already be in a position where you can provide. You can Be that man in that woman's life that she needs to help her and you grow to be better. And the reason I say that, I can say that now, is because when I met my wife, I was a male. When I met my wife, I was still a male. I was a male. Born a male, I was just a male. When I got married to my wife, I mean, almost instantly, 6 months, something like that. Like I felt I wanted to be a better husband, but I never had a good, like solid example. My father, he's a good man. I love my father. He's outstanding, but I wanted to be a better husband and father than I had seen. So it's not a diss to my father. It's just I wanted to learn how to be a good man in God's eyes. That's okay. That's what I should have said. I wanted to learn how to be a good man in God's eyes, meaning that the scripture word said in First Timothy, it tells you a good, not a good man, but any man who does not provide for those in his household has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. I didn't want to be someone who denied the faith of Jesus Christ by not providing for my family, not providing for my children. Um, and I messed up and played house because I was in poverty. I lived in poverty, had a poverty mindset, and that mindset attracted me to other poverty-minded people, and I was living in the world, so I made mistakes. So I'm paying for them now. But the ultimate thing is, guys, like I I didn't find God. Like I knew who He was. I got more into the scripture and me reading biblical like verses about being a husband in Ephesians chapter 25, verse 25, verse 33 or 35. Well, no, Ephesians is in there. I'll go back. I did some videos on it, but doing that kind of stuff helped me transform my poverty mindset into a growth mindset. So we'll talk a little bit about the growth mindset aspects that I have to this day, right now, 2024. So, uh, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes real quick. Okay. We know that in Proverbs chapter 13, verse 22 says, "A wise man thinks ahead." And Proverbs also says, "A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children." Proverbs 13. And then Proverbs 19 um, says, um, "The inheritance of fathers are houses and riches, and a prudent wife is from the Lord." That's I believe the Bible. The Bible, like I said in the beginning, is the truth and it's true. So it stands no matter what. So you have to understand that if you call yourself a Christian these days, you have to walk more by faith than sight. You can't just say you're a Christian. You can't pull my mistakes, hollering about you're a Christian, but you're living in the world and of the world, and you're not living your life with that mindset that is in Jesus Christ. So, um, a few of the growth mindset traits that I have to this day. I find inspiration in other people's success. I have friends. I have um, other like I have a family member and a friend and just random people that I look up to. My cousin, I wanted to say the name right. I don't know which. She gonna kill me if she hear it, but I don't know which one she go by. So I'll say start with an S. Forget it. I'll say it. Shay Lucan Jeffries. She gonna kill me if she watch this. Shancy Jeffries. That's my cousin. She was. I think she's still in the military. But I was down and out. I had nothing, and I was running from a custody situation, a bad separation, and I was lost. Mentally, I was lost. Physically, I was lost. And she allowed me to come stay with her for a period of time in Florida. And I was trying to better myself and get. I just trying to be a better father for my son, and I was also like lost and running at the same time. And she took me in. She helped me. She gave me a place to stay, and she just watching her live her life and fight to be a better woman gave me additional tools that I didn't even know she was giving me. Like you see her with her routine and her, her daily, she the one that encouraged me, seek a therapist. Like I went to seek help because a lot of times, guys, that therapist thing, a lot of people got a stigma on that, but it helped. But she encouraged me to do a lot of that stuff, but just watching her live her life and trying to be better and recognizing her weaknesses as a human, that's what got me. And you can see her process through it. You see her. I saw her day in and day out, like fight through that stuff. And that was the first time in my life I had seen someone, a relative, a blood relative, like show me what strength and courage and and just endurance was and perseverance. Like my cousin, she's outstanding. She showed. I learned a lot just watching her. She never knew this. She don't even know this to this day because I didn't say it to her. But it's been on my heart for the last few months. But me watching her got me through it. So I find inspiration in other people's success. She's very successful, but I've seen her crawl before she was able to walk before she was running, and then take off running. I mean, yeah, she's amazing. But that's my mindset now. I find inspiration in others people's success. And that was just one just example for my cousin. Number two, accepts criticism. I accept it. I get criticized all the time about different things that's going to happen, or people don't like me talking about God so much, or God and money, which is fine. But I try to explain to him that in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 12, um, God, they talk about that all of those who does God's will suffer persecution. Um, it's not easy, but I know that God does not want us to live in poverty. He does not want us to be drowned. He don't want us to be clothed in rags. He doesn't want us to be drunkards or glutton or lazy. He does not want that for us. The blessing of the Lord, like we read earlier, the blessing of the Lord maketh rich and added no sorrow with it. That's true, and it's the truth. You do His will. It's those if then what if go to statements. The Bible tells you if you do this, this will happen. Do it, and do it and watch and see it happens. So there was a accepts criticism. I accept the criticism on YouTube, on TikTok, my personal life, family. Sure, I accept it. And a lot of times that criticism, if it if it's true, it'll hurt. That's when I know it's true. That's when I know it's real. When it hurts. So if it's just somebody walk up to you and go, "Oh, you a giraffe," it don't hurt because you don't care because it's not even remotely true. But if something in me, somebody walk up and be like, "You a black gorilla," well, that don't hurt. If somebody say, "You fat and stupid," I don't know. Mm. You're not a oh, that's it. I know what. You're not a good husband. Sometimes I do think that. So it'll hurt and it'll make me reflect and look at myself and like, and then I ask my wife, "Hey, are you am I providing for you? Am I making it, keeping an open line of communication?" I'll get to answer her question to try to see, am I not a good husband if somebody were to say that to me? So you see what I mean? Like it may sound true, and even though it may have a little truth to it, that little truth, that criticism is already on the inside of me. I already think that sometimes. So it'll make me go back and try to make sure I'm not being a good husband. I was just trying to give some examples. So um, that's accepts criticism. Sometimes it hurts. And when it do hurt, it's more than likely internal. You already feel it. And number three, desires to learn. I desire to learn. That's it. Simple as that. I just desire to learn. I didn't know how to operate or function or do anything with vending machines. I learned. The definition for learning in the Hilliard household with JT's vending, with our ACER program for kids, including adults, especially with finances, is doing something that you don't know how to do while you're doing it. Simple as that. And as my seventh grade summer school English teacher said, if you always do what you have always done, then you will always be where you have always been. Simple. Simple. And I know a lot of people make fun of me about my little quotes, but a lot of things in life, including the Bible, which is basic instructions before leaving earth, it's true. It's simple. It's plain and simple. And people go, "Oh, well, I don't understand the Bible." Let me let me clear that up for you. You understand it. You don't like it. Yeah. You understand what the Bible says, but you don't like what it says because it's opposite of where or how you have been living your life in the world. Yeah. People understand the Bible. Very simple. That's not the issue, the understanding part. Because you can understand how to fix something by reading instructions. You can understand how to go out and have a good time because you do it. You understand the Bible, but it does not follow society. It does not follow the world, the flesh. It tells you and gives you instructions on how to improve your life on this earth before you leave. And they're clear and simple instructions. A lot of the stuff in it is true and it's simple. But the simplest things in life are often the hardest things to deal with. Same is like saving. But anyway, I get off topic. So, desires to learn. I love to learn. Simple as that. I'm still learning how to be a better YouTuber or YouTube content creator, TikTok creator, whatever you want to call it. I'm learning how to be better. And as I make more money, I buy a microphone because I didn't have one at first, and I'm practicing on like clipping it to me and being able to speak clearly so you guys can hear me. And those are the kind of things that I'm doing, but I'm learning as I'm going. I'm doing something that I don't know how to do while I'm doing it. Learning. Number four, the fourth growth mindset trait is Bill's abilities. Bill's abilities, baby. That's all I do. I learn how to do things that I can add extra value to my family, and I can buy back some of my time. Meaning, I learn how to do things that make me money so that I can spend more time with my wife and my children. My daily needs are met. I don't have to work 7 days a week just to pay my bills because I work during the week. Vending machines work. I go out and work. ACER program. Everything works for me so that I can spend time with my family. So I learn I read and listen to, excuse me, Dave Ramsey's financial books. I study his financial books. I study the biblical principles about finance and budgeting through the Bible. Um, Different scriptures, like I was in Philippians studying today, and I try to stay focused on adding abilities that can add value to those in the marketplace so they can pay me. For example, if we're in Memphis, so we're in like the Mid South, the distribution hub of the Mid South. So they do a lot of forklift warehouse and stuff like that. So let's say, well, actually, before I got into corrections, before I was a correction officer, I was a packer. I picked up packed boxes at a warehouse, and then I said I want more money, and they said add more value, and I was like, what does that mean? You need to do more, do something more than we pay you for now. Okay. So I got a job. So I started, I switched and started training to do forklift operator. I learned how to operate the order picker, the reach truck, and the narrow aisle turk and the dock stocker. And that added an extra $3, $4 to my pay, and I was already at $15 an hour. Took me to $19, and then I said, okay, if I get good enough at this, if I add this skill to my, what if another company is willing to pay me more? So I was at $19 there, and then I went to what was it, McKesson, and was making $23 an hour, operating the same lifts, $23 an hour. Simple. I added more skills to my tool belt. I couldn't have went from Technicolor to McKesson steel packing and made $23 an hour. I wouldn't have added any value. And me now, at my current mindset, me running my own little small business, I understand that if it, I know we've heard time is money, but that's a lie. I'll show you real quick the symbol that is actually true. Me running a small business, you've probably seen this before. Let me draw a little clock. You've probably seen this before. Time equals money. You've probably seen that before or heard that from somewhere in school or something. I did. It was stupid. They lying. That's not how it goes. As I see it, this is how it goes. So, no and yes. And you can look this up if you have any idea. Bam. This is the truth. This is the truth. And it's true. Time is infinitely greater. That's the infinity sign, 8 on this side. Infinitely greater than money. Yeah, simple. Time is the one commodity that you can never get back. If you waste your time with that poverty mindset, how I used to do, you will remain broke. You will remain in poverty. You will remain asking people for gas money, going to the corner store or going to the gas station trying to gamble on winning the lottery. You're spending all your time doing things that don't add value to your life or don't add money to your life. And money is not everything, but it's one of the things that we need. We need water. You can't get that for free. We need food. Can't get that for free. We need money. It's not free. We need blood. It's not. We need money. I know we talk about finances on this YouTube channel, but money is important. If it's not important to you, if you hear someone say, well, money's not that important to me, just know they're lying. You can just look at them. You're lying because you have a poverty mindset and you feel virtuous by saying money is not that important. Money is important to me because my family is important to me. And how to say it? My money is important to me and I'm important to my money. Not that important, but if something happened to me, my family still is fine because we have some money, we have insurance, we have resources. But if you have no money, you have no time to play, you have no time to sit around and relax. You have no time to do things that do not add value to your life because it'll keep you poor. Sorry, and I got on a rant after number 4. Number 5 is persevere in the face of failure. I spoke about perseverance earlier in the video from seeing my cousin just persevere through everything life threw at her. Like, if you want to see a fighter, and she ain't but 5'2", 5'4", 5'5", maybe if she jump. But you talking about got the heart of a 6'4" killer. She got the heart of a person that's 6'4" tall. She got the heart of Goliath. I didn't see her and her just seeing her fight through so much difficulty in life, and it never got her down. And even if she got down, she got back up. Like, man, that's the mindset that I have now. I saw it in a person. I saw it in my close relative, my close family member, my first cousin. I saw it in Shancy Jeffries, and I saw her fight, and I saw her use her might to do the things that she needed to do on this earth. And she has, from my point of view, she has accomplished a lot of the things that she set out to do, but she didn't give up. She didn't stop. She's a fighter. And that's what we all have to be. That's if it wasn't. I think if I think it was a plan for me to go stay with her so I can see firsthand how you suppose, because she is wise. She warned me about a lot of stuff, but I was still ignorant at the time and stubborn and set in my ways and thinking I knew everything. Didn't listen to her until that stuff came to pass, and I was like, "Oh crap, she was right," and she was right a lot. But anyway, I should have listened. But perseverance in the face of failure, guys. You cannot give up just because things seem hard. If it comes easy for you, then that's fine. But if there's no struggle in life, if there's no struggle or pain to do something, it's more than likely not good for you. If it's instant gratification, a lot of times it's not good for you. Just think about things in life that you do or that are instantly pleasing. Instantly. You shouldn't do it. But we do it anyway. So, I've been telling you reap what you sow. I know you heard your grandparents say this, you heard older people say this. You reap what you sow. It's not just an old phrase. It's the truth. And it's true because it's in the Bible. If you reap little, you get little. Not reap, sorry. If you sow little, you reap little. If you sow a lot, you reap a lot. You sow nothing. And guys, remember, if you sow nothing, you get nothing. But if you're not doing anything productive to add more value to your life, to help you transform your poverty mindset into a growth mindset, if you're not doing anything to help that change, You're sowing nothing, or you're sowing very little. And when it's time to reap, you'll reap very little, or you'll reap nothing. And then if you continue to have that poverty mindset into your old age, you'll blame the government, me, the guy down the street, the guy cutting the grass. You'll blame us for you not having the things that you wanted in life. And not just blame us, but you'll be like, well, they got lucky. Even though I work 5 days a week. I take care of my family. I make sure my wife is provided for. I make sure my children are provided for. I get up, I go to work. I serve my customers with the best of my abilities. You know, I'm generous. I'm kind. I read the word. I go to church. I'm doing these things that help me be a good man in the eyes of God. And you tell me I'm lucky. Well, you say what you want, but if you do not understand your finances, you do not understand generational wealth, not just a phrase, it's a thing that you have to work on. If you don't understand and teach your children about money, you will live your life in poverty. Your children will grow up and live a life of poverty because they'll be 30, 37 years old, living in their mother's house, begging for money, for gas money, and asking other people, hey, can I have some money? Hey, you owe me this. I gave you some food last week. It's not a generational curse, guys. That's generational poverty because no one has decided to build wealth to the point where their children's children has resources. It's not a generational curse. When you call it a curse, it makes it feel like you can't do anything about it. Generational poverty, no one in your generation, no one in your lineage has decided to save some money, invest, put money up for a 401k, have an emergency fund, buy some land, buy some property so they can do better financially. So, guys, thank you so much. My son looking at me. I think you want to come over here. I'll do part 2 shortly. This is my son, John Lee Hilliard III. This is my legacy. I'm building generational wealth for him and his kids, my grandkids. So therefore, I'm putting in the hard work now so that my children will not have to start off life with nothing. So guys, have a blessed day. Au revoir, a bientôt. I'll come back with part 2 later on this week. Please put your comments in the comment section if you want to add any comments or feedback to the video. Just know these videos are based off of my personal experience. You won't find any of this online. You'll find me talking about me and the poverty mindset that I have. So I have a total of another like 22 poverty mindset traits that I'll bring you guys on the next upcoming video. All right, guys. Au revoir. A bientôt. Allez, prochaine. See you later.